Hey, good afternoon. We are in a little spot on the side of the road. This is an old canal way. So to the right, my right, is the old canal itself, and then beyond that is the new road that was built. But we're walking on, or gonna run on, is part of the path that the horses would walk on to pull the canal boats. And 1 mile straight ahead is the old covered bridge. So we're gonna run to the covered bridge, which is 1 mile ahead, and then we're gonna go a mile or so past that. So as soon as I start my Strava, we'll get going. I actually ran earlier this morning, but hiked in the mud is basically what it was. It wasn't really anything else. So I'm gonna change this to run, start, zip it up. So this is much nicer than it was this morning, because while it's still, a little bit of mud, it's been improved. It's not an unimproved path. So let's get going. Once we get to the bridge, we'll stop and take a look around. I wasn't expecting a manicured path or anything, but this is unfortunately seems like a lot of dumping goes on here. It's kind of fun to be on the old canal path. Something I talked about doing before is the Ohio to Erie bike path, which is a real mix of rail trail and old canal pathway. Sometimes it's both, where the old canal pathway was used for the railroad, and now that the railroads are in use less, the counties or state have been using them as a bike path. How often you may go for a run and you're trying to be adventurous, so you look up a place like this on the map, and this just happened to be driving past the highway, and I've seen the covered bridge before, but I never noticed the path that it was attached to. I thought a Preservation Society may have kept the bridge next to the new bridge and maybe just made a little walking path around it or something like that. But this is probably a 2 or 3 mile path between Route 79 south of Interstate 70, and it goes up to Hebron and their park there with the ball fields and the playgrounds. Stop for a second. You can see the water in the old canalway. If anybody's familiar with the Cuyahoga Valley, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park is part of the Cuyahoga Valley, but it also is the towpath trail. Tow is in TOW, as in the horses were pulling the canal boats, towing the canal boats. And this is reminiscent of that, although much like the path we're on this morning, it's not been improved in a long time. So it's great that it's above the water table here, our little floodplain there. It's gravel, but you can tell because grass is grown over the gravel. Nobody's really done anything with it in a long time. Probably the only people that really use this is possibly the farmer in the field to the left, or a lot of people in Michigan on paths like this, like the Van Buren rail trail. It's a great place to go snowmobiling. So I would not be surprised if folks from Hebron didn't start at the park in town and just had some fun riding a snowmobile down here. Although this part of Ohio doesn't get enough snow to really warrant purchasing a snowmobile, unfortunately. We do get all 4 seasons here, so we do get some snow, but it's not the amount that would warrant a snowmobile, even as an emergency supply type thing. Had to take a quick break there. My shoe came untied and had a water break. And one of those Runner's World articles, I saw that there's a way to tie your shoe so that you don't have to double knot it. And what I'd always done to tie my shoe, just the normal way, is, right over left, pull it tight, right over left with the bow, pull it tight. That's just a single knot. And the article had said that if you do the opposite, or you go left over right and then right over left, or the other way, just so that they're opposing, more of a square knot, that they won't come untied as often. And I did that today. I've been in the habit of tying my shoes that way, but I gotta say that is not accurate. Wonder if that's a thing. A shoelace designer. It's gotta be a thing, right? Here's the ye old covered bridge. And the highway, unfortunately. There's the other way to get here, is a little entrance path. Truck parked there. So that if you just wanted to see the bridge, you could without having to hike a mile. And of course there's graffiti. Yeah, Stefano's not made for cars. I can't really tell from the highway, but it's just a good old foot traffic only. Take a minute and look back at it. stepped in a hole. There's our bridge. And corn stalks from the flood. Let's keep going for at least another mile. Boy, it really flooded here. Probably what we'll do is get to the other side of the highway until we get out of earshot of all these trucks driving past. Seems like a waste, they only paved it for that far. A little quieter now. Answer my phone. Taking a break here, but still have my phone going for a couple things from work. It's funny, the things you find to fill your time, this being one of them for me. As I continue down this trail, getting a little chillier and chillier. There's no sun today, and Lincoln County, where we are right now, had some really bad flooding a week ago. So the place where we're running right now is most likely underwater. This footwork, huh? Just like the tires in gym class. I think what I'm going to do here is turn around at this little field entrance. I hiked a couple miles this morning and have lunch sitting heavy on me right now. Oh, it's not even a field entrance. It's just an access to the path, I guess. There's the field, but you have to run over quite a few trees if you want to get there. I can imagine that this place would be really beautiful in the summer. Sun shining, leaves rustling in the breeze. And come October, this would be one creepy place to be. Dark, moonless night. Can't really see what's on the left or right of you. Just hear noises from the creek. Scaring myself. Squirrel was rustling to the left and made me zip my head around. On one of my longest runs I've ever done, is probably the scariest run. When I was home for the summer, I would run a lot after work, and I worked a lot to try to earn as much money as I could over the summer so I could not work during the school year. And when there aren't very many people out and it's really dark at night, it doesn't matter if it's a trail you've run 1,000 times, it gets creepy at night. I remember slowing down to a walk, doing a full turn, slowly looking around the place, running with clenched fists. I did not do that very often after that. I think I ran in my neighborhood afterward. gonna get to the noisy highway again. And then back to the covered bridge. Just to the east of here is Legend Valley. I talked about at Blacklick Woods, because they have an earthworks there. I talked about the pyramid in Ohio. It's actually Thornville, Ohio. And I was just up that way, and it really is pretty amazing because it feels very flat driving through here, but then you take the exit, turn left right after the gas stations, and as soon as you get on that road, you're in the highest point around, so you can see a valley on both sides of you. You can see all around for a long way. And if you know which little patch of woods holds the site there, you can see why somebody would have built a tall structure there to be at the highest point of the highest point for a long way around. See if we can get right down the middle. Nice. Been noticing I've been running kind of flat-footed, trying to change my form to be a little more efficient. It's funny, when you're tired is when you need to be the most efficient, but when you're tired you tend to get less efficient. think that's the difference between professional runners, good runners, and people that either aren't trying to be fast, or people that tend to complain about being tired rather than taking an inventory of why they're tired and how they can improve. Say a new runner will get tired and focus on everything that hurts. A veteran runner will get tired and then start taking inventory of what their foot strike is like, what their hip angle is like, what their arm swing is like, what angle their head is. Big difference there. Gonna try to finish this on a good note. Slight increase in pace. Okay, now's where I'm starting to feel tired. Gonna try to maintain that pace with good form, good foot strike. Okay, 40 more seconds of this pace, then walking cool down. Twenty seconds. Ten. Alright. Slow back down. Oh. Whew. That'll be a good walk and cool down. The trick for me is going to be matching up my Strava data with the video. Should be good. All right, that was a good little workout. Today's Tuesday. We're not doing the weekly thing yet, even though I'm recording this on Tuesday. Probably won't see it till Thursday anyway. Sometimes on these Facebook groups for runners, I can't tell who's just asking the same question for the 50th time to get a reaction and who's being honest. But I think one of the biggest questions that people ask is, how do I get faster, or what GPS watch should I get? There is no secret to running. You can come up with training plans, you can come up with, you know, the right breakfast that you're supposed to eat before a race. But the secret is that there is no secret. Put in the mileage as your base, and if you want to be fast, do fast workouts once or twice a week until you're faster. It's not a secret. So for me, I don't necessarily want to get faster. I want to build my endurance. But the other trick is that in addition to building my endurance, I want to be able to run at pace for that mileage. I'm almost back to the van. I'm gonna head downtown, get some footage of the empty venues and empty spaces around Columbus. So we're not immune to all the essential, non-essential categorizations. I thought I found a body for a second. There's a shoe sticking out. It's one thing that's never happened to me is I've never found a body. There it is. I saw that and thought, there's a first. But I don't have a finding a body story. I think that's about the scariest thing I ever found. Never found a knife, never found a gun, never found a body. But I found a shoe under a log that looked like a leg. So, there you have it. Well, keep exercising every day. I'm gonna stop here so you don't hear the clanking sounds of the concrete plant right across the street. But stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.